let's talk about eating out. Join my cronies and me on an outing to the Wooden Nickel in Millersburg, PA to get an in-depth feel on the entire experience of eating out. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Number 1, I'm a cheapskate. And number 2, I'm kinda classy. I like to save money on most things, but indulge on the luxuries of life. Here's my friend George. George, let's talk about pricing. Do you feel the gourmet or excitement level was high enough to warrant the menu pricing at this restaurant?
No.
Well, George, I like my food fancy. And actually, I found the food quite dull. No pun intended. Some of the food was very expensive and other food was reasonable. How much money is surf and turf?
$44.
44.
No, it's not.
Our whole table ordered water with lemon. It saves money. Let's see if they charge for the lemon. We ordered mostly reasonably priced food. The lettuce, tomato, and onion on the burger cost 45 cents extra per burger. That was worth it. The bacon bits on my cheese fries were $2.50. Were they worth it? No. I should have skipped them. A Taco Bell 5-layer burrito would have been much more fun. I wouldn't order this again because it has a strange flavor.
Same.
Grandma says it needs stuff. So what you do is you Parmesan it up.
What's that now?
This is oregano. Now we got a little hot peppers. So you never blame a restaurant. They give you what you need to make your own food good.
Right.
Now we're talking bam, bam. Just like Emerald Lagasse. Hey George, were we seated swiftly?
No.
In fact, we had to make ourselves known. The restaurant was bare, and yet it took quite a long time to be seated. Okay, so the place is practically empty, and they don't even notice that we're here. So we made ourselves known, and it took forever to get seated. We're the only ones in the restaurant. Yeah. George, you would have to work an hour in life to eat here. Is it worth it to you?
No.
Now, let's take a quick tour of the bathroom and see how that went. My door won't lock.
Yeah.
And there's no hook for my purse.
Oh, someone tried coming in! Oh my gosh! Oh, did I?
Properly
Leave it on
toasted.
for me.
I like how you can choose between paper or air.
No air.
Oh, it doesn't work?
No.
Oh, never mind. That's why the paper's there then. Okay, I did a survey to find what people liked most about the restaurant. Let's see what they said. My favorite part of Wooden Nickel were the free lemons in the water.
You overpriced food. Laughing at the price of the surf and turf for $44.
Got a fancy mint? What does all of this mean? This means that this restaurant didn't make the cut for what I feel is worth me spending money to eat out. Luckily, I had a $50 gift card for this restaurant, so the pain of eating here didn't hit me as hard as it could have. And actually, speaking of pain, my stomach felt upset after eating here, and that's really hard to do. The only other restaurant that does this to me is Perkins. I even had the upset feeling after eating the leftovers. It may have had something to do with the cooking oils, I'm not sure. This is the type of restaurant that serves deep dish pizzas, and I'm not a deep dish kind of gal. But maybe you are. Even the potato chips were too oily for my taste.
It's not Millersburg.
It took a while to get our meals, and by that time, more diners started to flow in. P.S. I was the only person to have leftovers. The meal portions were very small. At a typical restaurant, for this price, we would all have another meal's worth to eat later on. So you may wish to focus on appetizers, which were more appropriately sized for the price. Now looking on the bright side of things, the menu was diverse. On another positive note, the place was clean. George, do you know what I would spend my money on?
What?
A live show at Sight and Sound Theater. Want to go?
Sure.
Sight and Sound Theaters have top-notch performances, not typical performances. Well, I think that sums it up, people. The food at this restaurant is average, in my opinion. However, not all people are created the same. You might just love this place. The decor is above average, and the waitstaff were very pleasant. I was a little confused, though, about the wooden nickel theme, which is American Indian. But the food seemed to be Italian themed, not Indian. I saw no correlation. It didn't make much sense to me. But in conclusion, you now know what to expect if you ever visit the Wooden Nickel restaurant in Millersburg, PA.